Hello, Offworlders! In today's episode, we're going to show you how to build Atreides Palace! Before we start the build, it's recommended to extend the height of the advanced sub-5. After you place the advanced sub-5, build a foundation and a 4-story high wall with a roof. Delete the sub-5 and suspension yourself to the roof. Place a new sub-5 over the roof. This will maximize the height that you can build with. Be careful though, if you go any higher, you may restrict yourself on how low you can place the foundation. At the expense of Yappora's bank account, we will demonstrate how we recommend you place the staking units. Add one staking unit at the back of your fife. And then add one vertical staking unit over the front. Now that our sub-5 is properly placed, we can begin the build. Please note, for demonstration purposes, we're only building half of the foundation. We like to start at the far end of the sub-5. Leave a little room at the edges. Measure out 5 foundation squares from the right end of the territory. Place 3 squares towards the front. This will mark the beginning of the garage ramp. Switch to the Chome foundation and measure the length of 5 squares for the garage. Switch back to the Atreides structures and add 1 square and 2 triangles. Then add 10 more squares all the way to the front. Go back and erase the first Chome square and replace it with a half ramp. Next, add 3 squares to the right side. Fill in the outline and add half ramps all the way around. Switching back to the Atreides set, measure out to the side of the ramp and place a rounded foundation. Fill in the 2 rows of triangles just after the rounded foundation. From the furthest triangle, place 7 squares towards the front along the boundary, then measure 4 squares back to the center. Then fill in the outline. You should have 3 squares front and center. These are placeholder markers for the perron. Is it perron or perron? This is what the full foundation should look like. And that's our guide. Hope you had fun and good luck with the rest of the build. See you in the next one. Seriously, continuing with the guide, we will be building the other half of the palace for the sake of time and ease. Plus, we're lazy. Okay, let's start off with the perron. Usually, the palace is built with 4x2 half stairs, but with the foundation's height increase in the case of this demonstration, we will be installing 5x2 half stairs. Next, we will build the front wall of the basement. This is what the back of the wall should look like. Now, we will build the walls of the crafting area and parts of the ceiling for the garage. Next, we'll finish up the ceiling for the garage and put up the pentashields. Now, we will build connecting stairs that will move us into the main hall. These stairs are pretty intricate, but it conveniently connects to the tall door and the first floor. Next up is the guild hall. Let's move on to the next floor, leading to the primary suite and guild office. And now, we'll build the primary suite and guild office. Let's pivot here for a second. We've been neglecting the front of the palace, so let's finish off the pointed walls. Finishing up the face, and here is the main entrance. Next up on our build is the officers' quarters. And the final area on this level is the Overlook. Jumping back outside, let's build out the smaller towers. Starting with the walls, we'll work our way up to the top, and then we'll show you a trick with the pointed face. Place 3 triangles and 1 wall at the top. That will allow us to place a square roof or floor that will protrude out the front wall. Place another one at the bottom to maintain stability for the next part. It's encouraged to build some type of scaffolding to make this next part easier. Placing these offset walls will give us support for creating the smaller face of the tower. And then we will close up the top. We almost forgot about the hangar bay. Let's finish this up real quick before we continue on with the towers. Sometimes the pentashield can be a little tricky, but it will work. See? Nothing to it. After the pentashields are put up, we can finally put in place these wide ramps, because otherwise they would prevent us from being able to place the pentashields beforehand. Here is our final level. Let's start by building the stairs. Now we will build out the members' quarters. Here at the top is the last room in the palace, the third officer's quarters. Last but not least is the power room, or shall we say, power roof. Behind us, as you can see, we built a little roof if you wish to use the basic generators, since they will decay while being exposed to the elements. But here, on this side, we're going to build an alternative if you wish to use the larger wind generators. And we are simply going to build a half ramp border around them. Simple pimple. So here is a front parent alternative. You'll want to use a center column and finesse it to a manual spot that doesn't snap. Just keep finessing it, and eventually it will allow you to place it. But if you want that little more oomph in the entrance, you could waste another staking unit in the front to build a 1x2 square platform right on the ground. And the icing on the cake by placing the Atreides emblem. Congratulations! Now you know how to build Atreides Palace. We hope that you enjoyed this build guide more than we did, because it was exhausting to make. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Arrakeen Builders.